Every exercise is more different to the sport than it is similar to the sport. There are some things in training that can be done in a manner that is specific to sports, but there are a lot of things done in training in the name of specificity, and that specific thing can be identified, but that particular specific thing doesn't really matter. An easy example of this is athletes that are squatting to partial depth because they think it's more specific to jumping. Because when you jump, you don't get into full hip or knee flexion. But squatting to partial depth is not specific to jumping in more ways than it is specific to jumping. There's no arm swing when you squat like there is when you jump. There's no horizontal displacement of your center of mass when you squat like there is when you do approach jumps. I could list more things about partial depth squats that are different to jumping than I could that are specific to jumping. And this could be said about every single so-called sport-specific exercise. You could say this about rotational medicine ball throws and how it relates to swinging a golf club or a baseball bat harder, and banded supine hamstring kicks that are supposed to be specific to sprinting. How many different aspects of sports can really be specifically trained in training simultaneously? Think about all of these things. The muscles being used, the sequencing of motor patterns, specific joint angles and ranges of motion of all of the joints, the direction of the force being applied, ground contact times, contraction types, contraction speeds, the processing of contextual information. There are so many variables that could be listed, and each exercise that is done in training can only tackle a few of these simultaneously. So each exercise that you do actually has more things that are different to the sport than specific to the sport. And I just think this is an important consideration when laying out your training habits. Hopefully that makes sense. Thanks for watching the video. I'll see you next time.